We do kick off 13 News at 5 o'clock with an update on the breaking news we've been following since just after 2 o'clock today. Right now, a Metro police officer as well as a suspect are in the hospital following a shooting.
Police tell us they have also taken another suspect into custody and have detained 2 other people. So we've been following this news since it broke. It's been about 2.5 hours, and we have live team coverage for you tonight. Samantha Johnson is outside the hospital, but we're actually going to start with Ella Rhodes, who is live near West 16th and Lafayette Road. That's where the shooting happened. Ella?
Yeah, the scene has calmed down quite a bit here, but earlier it was pretty intense and there was a lot of a heavy police presence. You can probably take a look at your screen and see all the commotion that was happening earlier. Like you said, just after 2 p.m. is when that officer was shot. Essentially what happened was they were following a stolen car. That's when police say one of the suspects shot the officer, then another suspect was also shot. Now, we do know that the officer is in stable condition, and they did detain 2 additional people. IMPD says they were looking for those people and they found them within the apartment complex, so they are now detained. Now, we did see a few more officers earlier go into the scene. Like I said, this happened just after 2 p.m. Officers also tell us that they found a gun here on scene as well. We actually had the chance to speak with a neighbor who told us what she heard. She said she heard about 16 gunshots, and it sounded like fireworks going off. She said this isn't the first time something like this has happened here in this neighborhood. She does have 3 young children, the youngest being 6, so now she's just trying to figure out how she explains what's going on to him.
I'm telling them now that there's bad people over there because it's really my youngest boy, and that the police are going to do their job, but we have to stay out the way because nobody wants to get shot. We have to stay out the windows and stay safe because it's a lot. We don't know where it's coming from, but you know it's over there and it's loud.
Yeah, and this is an ongoing investigation. So as we learn more information, we'll be sure to keep you updated. Anne-Marie and Felicia?
All right, Ella Rhodes, thank you so much. And as we've mentioned, the officer and the suspect who were shot are both in the hospital.
So let's go live to Eskenazi Hospital downtown, where Samantha Johnson has been outside. She just talked to some people there and has an update for us. Hey, Sam.
Well, Anne-Marie and Felicia, I can tell you we're expecting an update from Metro Police soon. That's the word right now at 5 o'clock this evening. The most important information, like we mentioned, that officer said to be in stable condition. Exactly what that means at this point, still to be determined, but we can tell you that officer is stable this evening. I want to show you some video from just a few hours ago, earlier this afternoon, when we got here to Eskenazi around 2:30. That's when officers really had the entire parking lot around the emergency department secured off, blocking both exits and entrances from keeping people out of that area. It was secured for quite some time, and then an hour or so later is when things started to quiet down outside the hospital here. To give you a little perspective, this is less than 2 miles from where that shooting scene happened here on the near northwest side of Indianapolis. Again, that officer said to be in stable condition this afternoon. 2 suspects, at least one of them shot, also taken to the hospital. Again, the latest information, we expect an update from Metro Police here shortly. We will have that for you live right here on Channel 13 as soon as we hear more from Metro Police. Anne-Marie and Felicia.
All right, Sam reporting live from the hospital. Thanks so much. And we are going to keep updating you with breaking news as we learn more information over the next 90 minutes during this newscast, as well as 13 News at 6.
And we'll also keep you updated on our website, WTHR.com, as well as our news app.
Officially the hottest day of the year, 95 degrees in Indianapolis. It's hot, but not record hot. Our record of 100 set back in 1941, and it still stands. But again, hottest we've seen all year long. Temperatures right now in the low to mid 90s. We have 95 in Noblesville, 90 in Bainbridge and Connorsville, and 94 degrees in Brown County. It's going to be a hot and humid evening. Feels like temperatures at or above 100 for most of us. Feeling feeling like 100 in Indianapolis, Shelbyville, Bloomington, feeling like 106 right now in Bedford. Heat alerts continue for central Indiana and about the eastern half of the country. We get a hot evening for us, temperatures still close to 90 through sunset, and only forecasting low temperatures in the mid-70s. From there, it'll still be a hot day tomorrow, expecting highs near 90 degrees with some late day storms. And then we get a transition day on Thursday ahead of a big break from the heat and humidity. That will come for Friday and the upcoming weekend. What will also be on the increase, especially later tomorrow and into Thursday, will be rain chances. I'm going to have that hour-by-hour timeline and cover any threat of severe weather in your forecast.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Developing tonight, we have newly released court documents that are detailing the disturbing allegations against a mother who now is facing charges in her child's death after a house fire. Investigators are accusing the mother of leaving her 4 kids behind while the house went up in flames.
Ashton Hackman spent the day in Arlington and spoke with neighbors who were there when this happened.
And they tell me the burned and charred house, still standing here nearly 2 months after that fire, is an even darker reminder of that day after hearing what police now say actually happened. Candles and kids' toys still sit on the front porch of the burned and boarded up home along County Road 700 West in Arlington. Neighbors were there after the house caught on fire on June 5th. The family inside, a mother and 3 of her kids, made it out. Sadly, 7-year-old David Bowers Jr. didn't make it out alive. Newly released court documents now say his mother, 31-year-old Kirsten Bowers, was negligent. Bowers told investigators she fell asleep with a cigarette in her hand and woke up to her bed on fire. She said she then rushed to get each of her kids out of the house, but couldn't get to David in time. Court documents reveal a much different picture. Neighbors say they saw Bowers walking outside 5 minutes before the fire.
You're thinking it was just a freak accident, and now you're hearing there's more details in, what actually happened.
Police said a look at GPS data on Bowers' phone confirmed it. Court documents say when she first called 911 at 1:40 p.m., Bowers was 2 or more blocks from the house. She didn't report the fire until she called a second time at 1:55 p.m. Neighbors like Nicholas Land called it a tragic case.
Why did you not get all your kids out of the house before the fire really got intense? What was the reason behind that? So, there was a suspicion immediately.
Ahead at 6, here are the disturbing things police say they found on the mother's phone after the fire. In Rush County, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And Bowers is currently in the Shelby County Jail on non-related charges. She has an initial hearing on the neglect charges scheduled for tomorrow morning.
Tonight, an Indianapolis man now knows that he's going to be spending 8 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to setting an Indigo bus on fire. Take a look. We have video that shows that bus on fire. This happened near the end of April last year. It happened near the bus stop near North Meridian and East 38th Street. Investigators say video from inside the bus showed DeMarcus McLeod pour liquid from a jug before then lighting a piece of paper on fire, throwing the paper on the liquid, and then bolting off the bus. 4 people, including the bus driver, were on that bus at the time. 2 people had minor injuries.
In the courtroom this week, an Indianapolis man is on trial for a triple murder outside an apartment complex in Lawrence, and it happened in April of last year.
Our Rich Nye had his camera in the courtroom earlier today as the prosecution came forward and presented evidence for what it calls a set-up execution.
25-year-old Malik Shaw is charged with shooting and killing 3 people in a parking lot at the Jamestown apartment community in the early evening of April 12, 2024. 19-year-old London Coleman, her 19-year-old cousin Aaliyah Wortman, and 27-year-old Spencer Lawson were found dead from multiple gunshot wounds.
There were a bunch of entrances and exits, but all combined between the bullets I recovered. Essentially, I found that Mr. Lawson had been shot 26 times.
Many of Lawson's gunshot wounds were at close range. The prosecution believes he was set up to be killed. All 3 people were shot at least once in the head. A woman testified that she sold her Chevy Impala for $1,000 to 2 young men wearing ski masks just 3 weeks before the murders.
I told them that I did not want nothing to happen to the car as long as the title was still in my name, and could they just whatever they was up to doing, just wait until the title came. And the title ended up coming that next day after I got off the phone with the detectives.
The suspects abandoned the Impala at the murder scene. The former car owner testified that the ignition key was broken off and you had to hold two keys together for the car to start. A detective testified that he found that broken key set along with a phone charger and black clothes hidden under a storage building a block north of the shooting. Police allegedly identified a second suspect in the days right after the shooting, but that person apparently committed suicide shortly after the triple murder and was never arrested. The defense argues that the evidence against Shaw is circumstantial and no one can identify Shaw as the shooter. Rich Knight, 13 News.
Right now, Malik Shaw is charged with 3 counts of murder in the case. This is a jury trial. It could wrap up tomorrow, and we'll bring you the verdict as soon as we have it.
Tonight, a suspect is under arrest facing a preliminary charge of murder 3.5 years after police found a man's body in a burning car. Metro police officers found the body of 47-year-old A.L. Smith in a car's trunk on Indy's east side. This was back in November of 21. After years of investigating, detectives tracked down 2 additional people who had crucial info about the crime. One of the witnesses told investigators they saw it happen. Now the suspect, who was already in federal custody, is under arrest in this case.